All right, so the key point, negative 12, 18 is on the graph of y equals f of x. What's the image point under each transformation? So if we're looking at D here, you don't have to, you don't know what f of x is, so you can't sketch the graph of f of x and then stretch it and move it, and find out where the point is. So what we're going to do is we're going to examine the parameters of the transformation here, and we're going to use mapping notation. So that would probably be the best way to go, because you can take one point and find out where that one point gets stretched and moved and flipped to. So for D, let's say, first of all, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to identify A, B, H, and K. And so from here, I know that A is negative 2. You see it right here. B, now B is negative 2 over 3. It's H we got to be careful with. So B is negative 2 over 3. And because this is not factored in there, this is the tricky part, right? Negative 2 over 3, we have to factor that negative 2/3 out. So what are we going to put in this spot right here? Because it's not going to be 6, right? So what you have to think about is, what is 6 divided by negative 2/3, really? So negative 2/3. That's what's going to be left over here. So that's the same as 6 times negative 3 over 2, right? Which would simplify to negative 9. Negative 9. So if we do 9 2/3 times 9, okay, I got to be careful here. Negative 9. So this is going to be a plus. Turn into a plus here. So again, to check, negative 2/3 times 9 is going to be negative 2 times 3, which is going to be negative 6. So yeah, this right here is the same as this should be. Does that look good? All right. So B is negative 2/3, but H looks like negative 9 technically, if that's a plus. And then K is 4. So are we okay? Did anybody else do this question that got this and just look okay? Are you agreeing with me so far? Okay. So we can, we'll do mapping notation. So what is the mapping notation? What's that overall mapping notation? Like, what happens to X here? What happens to Y? How do these parameters fit in? Do you guys know this yet? Do you have that down in your book? So
X plus H.
okay, so we're going to do a plus H here. Yeah, X plus H. Is there something else that goes onto the X here? Does B happens to the X, right? 1 over B. Okay, so 1 over B or X over B. Yeah, so 1 over B, X plus H. Okay, I like that. What happens to the Y? This is going to be A times Y. Yeah, and then what moves it up and down is the K, right? So plus K. So is that the mapping notation from your notes there? You guys should have that in your notes. Okay, so general format for mapping notation. Okay, you got that correct. Let's head back down to our question here, wherever that went. Okay. Yeah, so now what we do is simply take negative 12 as our X and 18 as our Y. So we're going to put that in here and here. And the image point, image is going to be equal to this point. So negative 12 divided by B, which is negative 2/3. So we'll have to simplify that. And then we're going to go minus 9, or plus H, minus 9. And negative 2 times our Y value, which is 18, plus K, or plus 4. So negative 12 divided by negative 2/3, that's the same as 12 times 3 over 2. So it's that 36 is 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. Help me out if I'm getting something wrong in my head here. Negative 2 times 18 is negative 36, plus 4 would be negative 32. Okay. So it looks like this should be your image point. Does that check out with the answer key there? Yeah? Looks good? Okay. All right, so that's how I would do that question. You don't have a graph to graph. You can't like graph this funky graph and then, stretch it and then flip it and whatever. So you have to identify your parameters, use mapping notation as your key. Okay? Any other questions about that one? All right.